When she comes, there will be signs when greatness is in this building. My name is Yolanda Mulwa. The show is Sugar and Spice. And I don't even want her to say a thing. I want to read mashtaka. You know the way you go to court and then they read your charges. So I want to read your charges, Lizzie. Mm-hmm. Okay, let me call her Lizzie because she'll always be my Lizzie. I don't know if you've never tuned into the show when she's here, because she's been here before. Lizzie is a former colleague, and I don't know, if I was a boy, I'd have definitely hit on you, because I think you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You are not pretentious. You are humble when you need to be humble, and you just make adulting look so easy. And it was nice to have you here last year, because you told us that it's not. Yeah. It's just how you plan your time, how
what you prioritize.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I remember, because we were asking you whether you could have it all. But today I want to read your mashtaka. Lizz Ntonjira. So you can say I if this is you. Sawa. Lizz Ntonjira is an influential and dynamic leader with 18 years of transformative experience across the public, private, and international development sectors. Renowned for her strategic vision, she has consistently delivered innovative communication strategies that not only align with organizational objectives, but also redefine brand narratives, foster impactful stakeholder engagement, and amplify global visibility. Underline the word global, because when we speak about the youth agenda, she's going to be speaking from a global context and not just a Kenyan one. Her expertise in advocacy, policy, facilitation, and partnership building has empowered organizations to drive systemic change and achieve measurable results on both local and global scales. I'm about to finish, don't worry. As an award-winning author, public speaker, and recognized among Kenya's 50 most influential women in 2024, Liz continues to inspire through her commitment to advancing leadership equality and championing African excellence. And I'll tell you, she's a baddie. She's a fashionista. Today in the morning, I was like, oh my God, what do I wear? I know this woman is about to outdress me. The last time you were here, you had a talk at the Serena on malaria. It was World Malaria Day in 2024 when you were here. Yeah. So you had come, I'm like, look at this one in her frock. She didn't tell me I had chinos on and a t-shirt. So today I was like, I'm going to try and wear a dress. She comes in booties. In her little two booties, and she's just looking cute and getting her Beyonce on. I don't know where to start with our conversation. I remember this conversation today has been 2 weeks in planning, because I had to make sure that you're going to be here in the country. You're always globetrotting, and I wanted us to have a conversation where we can all learn and grow together. Sometimes we have an information overload what we call generation right now. Everything is just, and sometimes I'm like, you need to silence the noise. And I like, it depends on who you hear from. Me, I'm very particular about the voices I let in my head lately. When we speak about the youth agenda and empowering the youth, because you have been very consistent about your messaging that the future of this continent is in the hands of the youth. Lizzie, where are we starting? Where do we start? It doesn't end with education. Yeah. Tell us, let us into your head.
Yes, education definitely forms a really great foundation. And for any house to stand, the weathers, the storms that come with it, the foundation is really important. And that speaks to the education system, especially in this modern economy. Are we there yet? Far from it. I think there's a lot of debate that has been going on. I won't get into the specifics of the new curriculum, because it has shown us things. But it's a really critical foundation, but also just aligning that education system, and whether it's a training system, with the modern economy, with how things are moving. What was really relevant 20 years ago, even 5 years, 10 years ago, is obsolete at this moment, this day and age. How are we ensuring that our children, like for me and you, how are we ensuring our children are really keeping up to date? And for the younger brothers and sisters that we have, the Gen Zs that we have, the Gen Betas, the Gen Alphas, how are we really prepping them for the future? Africa has so much potential, and sometimes I hate using that word because it's been said over and over and over. I think when I was 10 years old, I still used to hear, Africa, Kenya has so much potential, and the potential is in the youth that are with them. But it's like a mirage. The closer you get to it,
it's a moving target.
Yeah, it's a moving target. It always disappears, it dissipates, which is really unfortunate. And for me, I've been such a strong youth advocate because I believe in the power of young people. I believe in the power of the collective. I believe in the power of, we form 70% of this African population. What we can be able to do with the little resources that we have has been magnanimous. Now imagine if we had all the resources, all the tools, all the financing the funding, all the mentorship, all the coaching, how furthermore could we go? Yeah,
very true. And we have a very young nation, something even many European countries don't boast of.
When you look at our age in Kenya was 19 years old. I don't know if it's still 19, but in 2023, the mean age was 19 years old.
It's still around there. I don't think it has gone up, and if it has, not drastically. And in the conversation about empowering our youth, and I know you don't do controversial. You like lasting, impactful conversations. Yeah. She's not spiritful after she likes to stay here a while. Lizzie, do you feel like, and you're a boy mom, I know this about you, do you feel like in the agenda to empower the youth, we have kind of forgotten or neglected the boy child? Because we've really, of course, I'm not saying it's a level playing field. It is far from being a level playing field. It's not equitable. It's not equal. It's not in any lens you put it under. But the boy child feels neglected. Is there any truth to it? And how do you feel, what do you think we can do so that it's a collective, like you've said, conversation, as opposed to splitting hairs, splitting the genders?
I think it's definitely, depending on where you sit, there has been a lot of boys and the boy child have been left behind some conversations. A proud mom of a 13-year-old boy. And sometimes I wish there were like forums where young teens, especially boys, can engage in. I've seen a couple of them, especially from churches, where they go. Even for men nowadays, if you go look, you'll actually find them where dads link up with their young teens. They're taught about manhood, about what does it mean to be a man, etc. Not toxic masculinity.
Yes,
but
I love that.
What really does it mean to be a man in this current society? How do you provide? How do you balance? And how do you really complement each other with, whether it's your sisters, your future spouse, etc. I think it's really important conversations that need to be held more. I worry for my son because we don't have those conversations as much as we should. But also I understand from a girl-child perspective, women have often been left behind. There are these ceilings and boundaries and limitations that have been, shoved down our throats that we're really, it's years that we're trying to recoup. Yeah. And so it might seem that there's a lot of conversations around empowering the girl child, around funding that is specifically just for young women, or young women entrepreneurs. But it really comes from years and decades of being neglected as a gender that can actually be business owners, can be CEOs. And sometimes I think when we live in a bubble, or when we have conversations just maybe between you and me, we are just here in Nairobi, it's an urban center. We go to so many events that we see this powerful women. We get to imagine that, when I just go to Machakos or I just go to Kajiado, it's the same scenario. It's not.
It doesn't echo.
It doesn't reflect the same thing. So it's still going. I think during COVID, one of my good friends works around reproductive health. There was a lot of girl child teenagers that dropped out of school because of teenage pregnancies. That sets them back years and years.
Very true.
So I think it's not really looking like this one is neglected, this one is more. It's just having a balance. And because I think young girls and young boys all have different unique needs, different challenges, and there are different approaches to mitigate on what they're going through.
Very true. I love that. We've seen in our country, of course, our joblessness is at its peak.
Oh, yeah.
Lizzie. And I feel like if we're not going to have a conversation about empowerment if our young people lack employment opportunities.
Yeah.
Do you feel like we are actively, and not just the government, just as a society, as a community, as a people, and I want it targeted to Kenya because I know you do speak and deal with many issues across this continent. Do you feel we have neglected our youth in that regard? Because even if we say let's empowerment, let them go and start their own businesses and let them be entrepreneurs, and I'm not talking about the youth fund. I want this not to be a political conversation, very apolitical. Do you feel like we have somewhat neglected them?
We've not somewhat. We have actually neglected young people in Kenya.
Mad.
And because this gets my blood boiling, you know?
Like,
when I see conversations, like the other day, I was just, I sent this photo to my husband because I was like, what are these people talking about urbanization? There's not a single woman in the room. There's nobody under 35 there.
And these are not youth.
They are not youth. I mean, what kind of conversations? You don't have the diversity of ideas or approaches or perspectives. And that really is what keeps me up at night. Awake every single day. And I just want to mention something from one of my greatest mentors, who's Kenyan, our very own Professor Bitangen Demo. I'm so passionate about youth leadership, so much so that I authored a book called #YouthCan.
Can you imagine? But
because I really wanted to drum down to people, this was in 2020 during the pandemic, and to really let people know youth can, like young people can actually do it. They have the knowledge, the expertise, the capacity, the skills, given resources, they're actually able to do miraculous things, And he said something that I quoted in my book. And he said, I worry a lot about Africa and its future. There's no doubt that we missed the first industrial revolution, that's mechanization. And it still haunts us today with food insecurity. We also missed the second mass production and almost lost the third, which is on ICTs. We should not miss the fourth, which is characterized by disruptive technologies that will define the future of learning and work. Wow. And that's why we're talking about the modern economy. How is our education system? How is our training? How are our TVETs also aligning to this new modern economy? How are we making sure we're not being left out of this disruptive economy? And that won't happen by you not having young people at the table.
That is true.
And it's not about tokenism. And that's what really upsets me when people in political roundtables talk about it's not giving this person something because she's a woman or because
to tick your little box.
Yeah, it's not about a checklist. It's about finding, and they are there, the people with the capacity, the knowledge, the expertise. And it's really unfortunate that all these people with this wealth and wisdom and knowledge, when they don't have space here, they go and create their own spaces in different countries and grow those economies. And that could be replicated here.
That is true. And that was actually my second point. I was going to ask you to touch on our youth participating actively in leadership, because I feel like, I like how you coined it. It's tokenism.
Yeah.
That, we are going to have a roundtable discussion. We are going to have Casper. I forgot his name, that guy with the one who sings. That guy, I've forgotten his name. Marco something. Ure.
Which one?
Marco Ure. The one with the suits. Casmuel.
Oh, okay.
I love my producer. Yeah. Not Casper. Casmuel. Oh, good God. Please
don't hit me on Casper the ghost.
But when we always want to tick that little box that, 2/3 gender rule. We must have a disabled person in the room, but not for agenda purposes. Always to tick a box. Do you feel that our youth have fair participation in our leadership?
We don't have fair participation in our leadership. It's about who knows who and who can be invited in what table, instead of doing a competitive analysis of who do we need to invite to these tables. And I'm underlining the word need, because it's really important to have that. And it's very, when I was doing my book, the #YouthCan, it really opened my eyes to the fact that the challenges we have in Kenya, they're not unique to Kenya only, because the book features about 50 young people from 22 different African countries, Anglophone, Lusophone, Francophone. And they all have the same challenges, maybe at different degrees, different environment. And I'm going to say something from a really amazing feminist from Burundi called Judikael Irakoze. She was 25 when I was doing this book.
Yes.
She's from Burundi, and she said, over the years, I have realized that African youth need political stability above anything else. The continent is young, and that's an asset. We need leaders who invest in education and youth employment, and leaders who move away from cronyism and nepotism. And that's what we see day in, day out. Who knows who?
True.
Who do you know that can get you in this table? Instead of really assessing what are the needs. I don't know if we really do for each sector that we have in Kenya, like an organizational or an industry needs assessment.
True.
And see, these are the expertise that we need here.
We don't.
And there has to be diversity of perspectives.
We do not.
Otherwise, what I feel is sometimes with the leaders that we have, they love their echoes. Like when you say yes, it echoes all through. Like you can't lead in that manner.
And also, do we listen to our youth? We saw what happened in our country last year. There was a youth uprising, but it was thwarted. And not thwarted physically. I'm talking about, did we listen to anything our young people were saying? We've never... Okay, not since the Mau Mau and the fight for multipartyism. When was the last time you saw our children actually care about what goes on in our country? We always assume they don't care about the politics. Do you think they don't care? Do you think they're indifferent? Or do you think, when you're like, this is not my jam? The way you tell me you don't like to do negativity. You're like, that's just not your jam.
Yeah.
Do you think, I'm just going to go there. Do you think Kenya is ready for a youthful leadership?
I hope so.
Not our version of the word, because me I shtuka. I get shook every time we use the word youth. Do you think we're ready for, in actual sense, what you define as youth? Are we ready for youthful leadership?
Given the history of our country, given what is currently going on, given what we have seen before, and this is about the pattern that has been created, maybe not.
Yeah.
But am I hopeful? I'm still hopeful. I like looking at the glass half full rather than half empty. And I say this because we've seen, for instance, Burkina Faso, what they're doing.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes.
I mean, was it this week, the president announced, scrapped off all the school fees.
From nursery school to tertiary level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
He's building hospitals. He's building more schools. It's possible. It really is.
We are buying
possible.
laptops. He's buying tinga plowers. Because he knows, we manufacture nothing in our country. Even the creative space and the economy. I know we are in for a break, so we're going to get into song, and then we'll come back and even talk about the creative space, Lizzie, and get a little controversial. I'd want to ask you certain questions.
I'm scared.
I know. She was like, Yolanda, me, I'm not that chick. Last week when I was begging, I was like, please just come. What do you want us to talk about? I'm like, the bar, Lizzie, the bar. How low is the bar? She's like, pass. Me, I want to empower our youth. Me, I don't care if the bar is the floor. But
I know. But I just want to give an example of a country that's really doing well in how they've embraced young leadership and youth leadership. Rwanda. I love it.
Yes.
And throughout my entire book, you will notice that each of the chapters starts with somebody older than 35, because I believe we all stand in the shoulders of giants who've led before us. And it's always good to listen to them. We will learn a lot from them. But this particular, which is the public sector, ironically, I started with a young person. This guy, who happens to also be later a good friend of mine, he was born on Jan 8th, I was born on Jan 9th. So we have a Capricorn, a couple of hours apart. And he says, at 30, I think he was appointed the Minister of Transport.
At 30?
At 30.
Wow.
He didn't think he could do it, but the level of faith and belief and hope that the president had in him, and not just him, with his entire cabinet of young leaders, was like, I cannot let this guy down. I have to do my best. He says to be a public official is to serve. there's nothing more gratifying than waking up every day knowing that every action you take and every second you spend at work will lift millions of people out of poverty. That's what I enjoy most about my work. That's Ambassador Jean Didiu Uwihanganye from Rwanda. He's currently the ambassador of Rwanda to New Zealand, Singapore, and another country.
Yeah.
And he was appointed at 33 at such high levels.
And I love what he says. That is servant leadership. He knows that every minute when he sits on that, docket, the future of his country is dependent on it.
Absolutely.
Where did we lose? By the way, even forget our tracks. I don't know if we're in the same...
Where did we lose sight? But also I feel like when the Gen Z or when young people are calling for action, I feel there's always this segregation of the generations, Gen X, Gen Y, the baby boomers, the millennials.
Yes.
Guys,
ageism.
It's about recognizing that what baby boomers went through is unique to them. We might never understand it, but we need to empathize and we need to understand and try to empathize with what they were going through, what millennials went through, what Gen X went through. Is very different.
And reconcile with the fact that the future is not ours.
The future is not ours. The cost of living for us and the cost of living of, say, Gen Beta will be very different. The same as it has been for us as millennials with baby boomers. So it's just about appreciating the context, the perspectives, the backgrounds of each other. Because we all have the shared goal of a prosperous country. I think that's our vision.
Very true.
Yeah.
I love it. I love you. Oh my God. And
oh my gosh. Today's topic is so serious.
I know. I'm like, where? This is the Situation Room Junior. But how cute does she look though? Right? When we come back, you can ask questions. You can call us live in the studio 071901 And what do you want to ask Lizzie? She's here today. Tomorrow you'll find her. Just go and check her pages. You'll see her. She's in New York. New York. I'm like, eating calamari and Lord knows doing and what else. Tiana Taylor featuring King Combs with How You Want It. See you in a bit. Okay, she's over here singing along to Another Day in Paradise. You still remember the words?
Oh, yeah.
You know, the older we get, the more you forget the words. One day you'll just be humming, I promise.
So I remember the words. It's the singer I don't remember.
We need to buy you Shazam, like something you can be walking around with so you can remember I wish we'd have played Music Mania with her. Yeah, next time you come, we're going to play cute little games with you. We'll let you listen to songs and then you tell us the name of the artist and the name of the song. Cindy,
I'm ready.
Yeah. Now we've taken
but I can choose category. Sorry.
Of course. Okay. Of course. See, I know you. You want to control.
You want jazz? I'll be like, say who?
No, we will not. we will not jazz. But I know you're a Capricorn. You must try and control the situation. Before we get into, a little more laid-back conversation or questions, what do you think we should do as a community to make sure that we're creating a generation of confident, responsible, and capable individuals?
Okay.
Yeah.
I think most of the kids, the way the sponge just absorbs, it's not what you tell them, it's what you do that they follow. It's not you can scream like, wake up, make your bed, draw your curtains, everything, but if you as a parent don't do that, I mean, they're not gonna follow it.
It's monkey see, monkey do.
It's monkey see, monkey do, exactly. So you have to walk the talk of what the pathways that you want, whether it's your mentees or your nieces, your nephews, your kids, that you want to, the paths that you want them to follow. And this for me was really important because I feel there's a group of people that have the understanding for you to have influence and to make any change, you have to have thousands and millions of followers, or you have to have reached a certain age.
Very true.
Or you have to have a certain title attached to your name, or you have to have some form of wealth attached to you. And so with the book, actually the youngest person featured in my book, #YouthCan, is 9 years old. 9 years old. She's called Grace Busari. By the time I was doing the book, she was 9 years old.
Yes.
And she's a social entrepreneur from Nigeria.
Wow.
Her mom is, I think people know her, CNN Steph Busari, who's also done a book. Woo woo. And it's so interesting you ask that because she says, I encourage the children in my generation to use their social media platforms for good.
Wow.
This is from a 9-year-old.
A 9-year-old.
Who started Grace Teddies as a way to, it's an Ankara line of teddy bears, and the proceeds from the teddy bears go to educating other young, less fortunate kids.
Oh.
This is from a 9-year-old.
So start where you're at,
Start
with what you have.
Where you are with what you have, with what you know, and you grow from that. There's this thing about kinesis. You have to keep moving. It doesn't mean don't be sad, don't mull over the things that you're going through, but keep moving. There's movement. You see, when people are trying to shoot at something,
yes,
if you stand still, you'll be a target. But if you're constantly moving, you
Very
keep
true.
shifting, but just keep moving. I think it's really important what we say and what we do mirror the kind of characters and personalities that we are, so that the people looking up to us really are able to say, you know what, I really love what Yolanda does, and I'm gonna speak that fluently and eloquently. I'm gonna have my own radio show. I'm gonna have my own podcast. It might not be to that level, but I'm gonna do something.
I love how sometimes we have aha moments in the middle of you saying that. Many Kenyans, I don't know about Africa because I've not interacted with people outside our borders, but I feel like we only imagine you can help our country, our people, our kind by being a politician. You have said a 9-year-old with an Ankara doll line. Like, how basic does it get?
Yeah.
Very powerful. I absolutely love it. Now it's my time for me to get shady. You see,
She's so happy.
I played her game. She came with terms and conditions. She's like, Yolanda, no, first, I love the youth. I love the future. I'm like, so we're going to do your thing. And then the last minutes of the interview, we must be shady. You have a huge following online. And we have a target, and I was talking about it yesterday, that we hit women who are beautiful, successful. You have a nice body like this, and then you have some coins. We dislike you, we hate you, we want to bring you down. Have you seen the ugly side of social media? Have you encountered some haters? Because they can. Lizzie, and you've done nothing to this woman. She hates you because you breathe. Have you?
Oh, yes, I have.
Really?
Yes, I have.
You?
But I'm so gracious. I will not engage. Do you know?
What do you do?
Block. As a rule, I honestly do not engage. Like, if I do not know you, it's just that you're projecting your own insecurities, your own challenges, your own issues that you need to deal with. Have a meeting with yourself instead of pouring it out to other people. And it's sad. And I'm going to repeat what Grace Busari, a 9-year-old, said. She should have not even said, I encourage the children. I encourage people. Human beings to use their social media platforms.
For good. Very true.
For good. Because, to be honest, and how I've used social media for good is, y'all, believe it or not, 85% of these people featured in this book, even those Portuguese speaking, the French speaking, I don't speak fluent French, neither do I speak Portuguese. I've met through social media.
Wow.
And it's because I researched and read their stories, and I asked them, I'm thinking about this book to really empower young Africans. They need to hear from diverse people, etc. And they were so willing. I used Google Translate for some of these interviews. And that's why there's a hashtag. The hashtag YouthCan is very important for me, because that's how I met all these people. That's how I leverage social media. So you have to really sit down and think, do I want to use social media for gossip, for to troll people, or do I want to use it to grow my networks, to learn a new skill, to make new friendships that are worthwhile? So I block. You can't hate. People hate what they can't conquer.
I love you. By the way, I love you. And I'm not the only one. When she stepped here, I hope you remember our digital producer, Tracy. Tracy said her mother. I'm not even...
I'm old.
I know, you've already started. Listen to what Lizzie was told today. I laughed at her a little in the studio when she entered. My mother told me to take my education seriously so that I could be like you. I'm like, if that is not like warmth, doesn't bring warmth to your heart.
Yeah.
I laughed at you kidogo because you're my buddy. I was like, kafoti kana chungulia. But at the same time, I was like, that is so beautiful when people can use you as a term of reference. For please, can you? Because many times you're told, please do not, thou shall not be like Yolanda. She's too loud or this or that. But I love that you're a glass half full type of girl because it gets very ugly on social media. Do you go sometimes to Twitter? And you see, we are dragging someone and we have like dates. Today we're like, today it's this socialite. We hate her. We don't like her because she breathes. Tomorrow
I just don't understand it. There's this whole hard mentality. Like, but if you single out that one person and say, okay, fine. You said that, I don't know, my forehead is like Wilson Airport. A plane can land. Tell me. Let's see your pictures.
Bring them.
Let's go one-on-one. They will never. It's because there's this hard mentality. There's this, let's all get on the hate bandwagon. Let's all get on this cancel culture. Let's all get, without really understanding the context, without really understanding what is really the story. And I don't really engage and I don't get into those bandwagons. Until I really, and maybe it's because also of my legal profession, because I'm like, okay, what's the story?
You're not about to catch a case. You're like, me, I'm cute. They'll come for my hairs. We know your wig heads in your house. You know me. I watch your stories sometimes. I'm like, what do you do to your son? And then let me ask you something else. You're not private. You're not private. Of course, you know what to share and what not to share. But you show us your son, you show us a beautiful marriage, and people keep saying when you show it, when you put it out there, then you give people a reason to throw stones, at it and look for. That kalus thread that you see in a garment and you pull it and the whole thing falls apart. And I'm like, that's not it. It's not the exposure that's the problem. So what is?
It's not the exposure. It's really family believing and being very strong in who you are. And whatever I share, trust me, it's because I want you to know.
Yes.
And I learned that from Beyonce.
Hey, first, I saw you trying to DJ. Are you still DJing?
Yes.
Today I'd have let you play with our decks.
It's because of you. I have control of what I want to let people into. And there are moments, I wouldn't lie, there are moments I've had the fights within me, the internal battles, like, should I maybe make my page private and just delete all this and just lead a very calm and, nothing, like nobody knows nothing about me. And every time that thought crosses my mind, Aki, believe it or not, yours, is the day I will get a DM from somebody who will say, Lizzie, there's this recipe you put. Could you please remind me how you cooked X and X and X? I really enjoy your videos about this and that. I really enjoy this and that. And I'm like, it's sort of like a signal to me, telling me, no, you're good. You're doing. True. But what you can do is mitigate how much you let people in. But even when you're mitigating, when you put on a bulletproof vest, it doesn't cover your entire body. So shots might come to your arms, to your whatever. But you will learn how to protect yourself.
I love that. It comes with the territory.
Yeah, it comes with the territory. I love the block button.
Block.
Don't engage at all.
You make me so happy. This year, what are you focusing on? Because 1A, you have never been in Kenya for this long. I'm like, what is it? What are you? Early retirement?
Remember last time I was here, I said I need to get a sleep coach. Okay, I haven't succeeded in getting one. But one of the things I really wanted to do is focus on rest. Because I realized, yes, I'm a mom, a wife, you're working, and I really love my work. Like I get really
and your parent was sick. I think someone was sick in your family when you were here.
Yes, exactly. And I really wanted to take some time off and just the whole of April, I prioritized
bumming,
re-energizing, reconnecting, replenishing myself.
So you cooked for us plus.
Yes,
you have been cooking for us every day. I saw I took screenshots for some sausages. I know I'm going to be reminded that I didn't make them. The frankfurters that you are making, Japanese something. I love it. I love when you work out and you take us along with you. And even when you fall off.
Really resting. It's so.
What is it like?
It's amazing.
Waking up and you don't have a meeting in New York, you're on a Zoom call, because most of the time when I catch you, I always catch you in between
it's coming back soon.
Yeah.
But for this month, it's really been rejuvenating. Like, I feel I was getting lost, like in the whole, it's this after this after this, and so just being able to take some time to pause and appreciate the beauty of everything. Sometimes I just walk in the garden and look at leaves, and I'm like, wow, that leaf is so beautiful.
You've stopped fighting with your dogs. What was I going to ask you? Where are your bunnies? You had so many rabbits.
Yes,
Where are
I
your
have
rabbits?
50 bunnies.
Really? You're
so
still,
far.
They're
Can
still
I
there?
give you some?
I know. They just keep pumping. And when you were here, they were not 50. I don't want you stay with them.
They were 20-something. Now they're 50.
Are they for food?
Have
you eaten?
farmer. No, I've never eaten a rabbit.
Because you think they're cute. You still think they're cute.
We still haven't figured out what we want to do with the rabbits, but we note that they keep reproducing, but we need to figure out. We've given some away. Yeah. So I'm happy to give bunnies to anyone willing to take bunnies.
Oh, she's so cute. Jeff, my producer wants some. You'll give him a bunny?
I'll give him a bunny. I promise. Does he want male, female, or
what do you want?
two?
You want two?
Perfect.
Are you going to eat it? Is that like steak?
It's okay.
It's going to be your cute pet. Kidogo, you'll see us here eating.
Farming has been also so, like, I like engaging in things that are connected to nature.
Yes.
Because it's there's something about it. It's just therapeutic. I remember one of my friends saying, there's something about your hands, whatever you touch is so productive. So you need to come and bless my farm.
You also have a very clean heart. I've never gotten weird airs, and women have those things where you'll just catch like the slightest little look and you're like, what is going on with, I'm always very myself around you. And I've known you for very many years now.
Very many years.
Very many years now. How are you going to give this book? Because it's nothing but love on the socials. Let me tell you how they behave when they're nice. They say, oh my God, I love it. The conversation, following you from Kitale. So how do you want us to give your book? You have a book. How many books are you giving?
There are 2 books.
Yes.
And there's a hoodie. Because of this cold weather. So the book was so successful, like so much so that, I thought maybe it could be a movement. It's a hashtag YouthCan movement.
I love it.
And so we do have merchandise that's for YouthCan, like, and for me it's so symbolic, like hashtag YouthCan, like young people can do it.
I love the movement conversation. Ebu, start before you're snatched from outside our gate. Do you want to be president? Lizz Ntonjira, would you want to be president? Would you ever want to be in active politics in our country? I think we need level-headed people who have a big heart, and inside here is as good as inside your heart. You don't get that combination very often. And you're so cute. I would want you on our money. Yo, peace. I come in peace. I come in peace. Think about it. Slowly.
Yeah, it's something to think about.
Please
to introspect.
Please think about. Go and think about it when you're globetrotting. Tell us how you're giving, and tell us how to join hashtag YouthCan.
No, the movement. So there's hashtag YouthCan. So you just if you go to the internet and just do YouthCan book by Lizz Ntonjira, it's, I think, the first thing that comes. Then you'll also see the Lizz Ntonjira network. So we have about 3,000 young people within the network who are clustered according to different industries that they're in.
Yes.
And then we usually have training programs. We offer some scholarships. We do offer some meetings. So say if you're in manufacturing.
Yes.
And you're like 20 of you, we organize intimate discussions with like a leader within that industry, so you can get a more intimate discussion with that person. So that it's not like a 500, 200 kind of people thing.
Yeah, it's
because
very...
we have different personalities. There are people who are outspoken. There are people who are a bit shy, so that everybody gets to learn something from those convenings. Nice. Yes.
But you personally, are you ready? Do you even have the time for it? What am I asking? But let me just put it out there in the universe.
Time is a concept.
I know so many girls would die not to be mentored by you. Mm-hmm. You should actually think of a mentorship program, and it doesn't have to be for girls only. But I see how the young people, every time I put you on my status that you're coming, people say, oh my goodness, I love her. Even people who don't work here. I got messages throughout the night. I was like, hey, okay, one was naughty though.
I do.
Someone was like, hey, that's a body. I'm like, she's married. They're like, I aim to please. if she ever changes her mind. I won't say his name, but he's listening. I was like, imagine you've reached that age where the young boys are like, that's the mumama I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. I've reached the age of mumama.
Can you imagine? Mumama Mufa. Can't tell you to Mumama Mufine, thank you.
Mumama Mufine, thank you. Me, till death do us part with my hubby.
No, we know. You all are so sweet. See, I tell you, me, I panda you guys. If you guys ever want to fight, you come, I beat you first out of it, and then you go back to your house. Again, how are we giving our books? Scare our books.
How do you want to do it?
Jeff?
Do we do eeny, meeny, miny, mo? Do we?
You'll tell us. Yeah, sawa. I will tell you. 4 minutes to the top of the hour. We love you so much. Your mantra for this year. What are you living by this year? New Liz, who this?
Wow. Mantra. Like my lifelong mantra has always been no pain, no gain.
Yeah.
I always like to say I'm in a state of becoming.
Yeah.
There's always something new to learn, whether it's in friendships, it's in work, it's wherever you are. There's something always new to learn. I think I'm looking forward to a great year, a great 2025.
Yeah, you're definitely more relaxed.
I'm actually more relaxed. I'm happy that even for my PhD proposal meeting with my supervisors, I was so energetic.
Yeah.
And there's something about when you have this rest.
Yeah.
And I really want to encourage people to rest.
I can see it. By the way, I can see it.
Yeah.
You're, if someone is, go to YouTube, check last year's interview when she was here and this one. In fact, you are in between countries. I think you had been living off your suitcase. You had left your suitcase and it was, you are in that.
It's like a trance. It's like I'm doing this. Yeah, it gets crazy. There's just some beauty in rest.
Yeah.
I want to be like Adele, who, it's just that I don't have the voice. If she sings for like 7 months and then goes away for 7 years.
How God fit all this in one person. I think I want to be like Adele. I'm like, 1 minute we're talking about, are you going to be the president of this country? The next minute you want to be like Adele.
Or Beyonce, who took 2 or 3 years of vacation.
The next time I'm going to have a microphone so you can sing for us here.
This our economy does not allow that. Do you know I've recorded a song? Okay, well,
you refused to tell us
in the
last time
files, but I actually have.
Can I listen to it?
Maybe I will.
Do you like
maybe
me
on my 40th? DJ Easy with the, you never know. I might be DJing on Global Citizen.
You make me happy. Stand by for the news in exactly 1 minute. This beauty bombshell with brains. Wow, that's nice. Beauty bombshell with brains. Oh my God. In boots.
Oh yeah, in boots.
Stand by for the news. This one is still here. We'll see. We'll send her away after the news. And Faith Evans with Hopeful at 9 minutes past 1 o'clock. This is 94.4 Spice FM, Yolanda Mulo on Sugar and Spice, a little sweet. And today, spicy and more sweeter because we've had the pleasure of having communication expert and all-round bad toot in the studio. My mentor has told me that I have a crush on you. I'm like, who doesn't?
Aww.
Who doesn't? You should see how she came here. She checks in like a rock star. Baga kidogo. I want to be asked by my producer. You know he's a Gen Z. He wants to ask me, ameimba song gani?
Inakam.
Stop lying. You know you have a song. You've refused. One day we're going to get you drunk. We'll listen to your song. I will play it here and laugh at you. Eh? I can't believe I don't know your song. I can't. I'm very offended.
Yeah, but I've never published it. It's still in the studio, still in the draft folders.
Has your boo had it? Has your husband?
No, imagine he hasn't.
Now you guys are too deep inside. Just let him. He can't change his mind. Before the marriage, I'd have told you, babe, I don't think you should go that way. So what have we decided with the book and where is the book available? I didn't want you to leave without telling us that.
So the book is available at www.youthcan.africa.
Yes.
I think the copies that we had at Bookstop, at Yaya and Textbook Center are over, or they could be very few.
That huge pile like this?
Yes. It's been years, babe. This was out in 2020. And we're in 2025.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
5 years.
Yeah.
You know, people made babies during COVID and you wrote a book.
Imagine.
See your life.
I know.
See your life.
I know.
So they can get the book.
Yes, they can get the book.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But not signed copies. Are you signing these copies?
Yes, I will sign these copies
Please,
that
for
we're
Spice
giving
FM.
away. Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so our producer Jeff says that please write to us, tweet us, Facebook us, DM us, anything will suffice. But use the hashtag YouthCan, and then he's going to select who gets an item. We're here for the needy, not the greedy. So everyone will get, either you get a book or you get the fleece. Cindy? Okay, I love you so much.
Oh, I love you too. This was really dope. It was really awesome.
Now, what are you going
the
to do?
Conversation.
What are you going to do?
Right now?
In your house?
Oh, my son forgot something. It was his first day back to school and he forgot his kit.
Oh, so you're taking it?
Yes,
But
I have to take his kit.
Really?
Yes.
You're allowed?
Yeah.
My daughter opened school yesterday, but today she didn't have soccer practice in the morning. She said the track is wet.
No.
I said, say less.
Let me tell you, Dawit, whether it's raining, hailstones, Nini, he must play. That boy, I don't know, that he has energy.
I see you guys
it's because
doing
of
laps.
my energy.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's
That's true.
And I love that he's also part of your exercise regimen.
Yes. Every day I have to drag him. Like this April, I was like, I'm spending time with you, whether you like it or not.
Are boys obsessive over their mothers, like we assume?
I don't know, because I feel like he the moments he's so into his dad, the moments he's so into me, it's confusing. He knows how to balance. Like he will never
He's you. He's you. You always say, tell me, Yolanda, life is about balance.
It's about balance.
He's your baby. He's your child.
Yes.
I love it. And y'all are so cute. Say hi to him. Tell him this mama wa radio amemsalimia.
Nitamwambia mama, tulikuwa colleagues. Amekusalimia sana.
Yeah. No katuacha huku. Do you miss the media?
No.
Gosh. Wow.
No, but
like,
not
in
a bad way.
I'm like, she needs to go back and take her kid to her son.
Oh my gosh, not in a bad
You
way.
don't miss this?
But no, babe. In the middle of everything else, nah. But honestly, what media did to me, because I started it when I was really young. Actually, the first article I ever wrote was published when I was 10 years old.
Wow.
And then I joined media full time when I was in my first year in campus. I was 18 years old.
I remember.
And then I started news at 20. I think then I was the youngest news anchor in the country, if I'm not wrong.
You were.
And what I really appreciate, or what media took me through, was appreciating everyone's journey. Let me tell you, I never used to like to anchor news. So every time I used to be told, oh, go do the whatever, prime time and whatever.
Yeah.
I used to enjoy being in the field doing the stories, because
which is so different.
This was like maybe, oh my gosh, it's like 15 years ago,
a long time ago,
12 years ago, and I still
don't tell them.
Keep in touch with some of the people that I interviewed those eons ago. And with every interview, I was really inspired by the stories that everybody told me. Like let me tell you, if there's anybody who added fire to my fuel, were all those people I interviewed. They made me believe that you can be anything you want to be in this world.
I love that.
And in a world full of competition, full of labels, full of everybody doing or copying, or what I tell a lot of my mentees who tell me, oh, there's somebody doing this, they've copied. Don't worry about people copying
the industry
you.
Is saturated.
I always tell people, it's not what you do.
Yeah, it's how you do it.
It's how you do it. That's your superpower. How you do it is your superpower. Nobody can take that away from you.
Imagine that was what I was waiting for you to say. You see, when I was telling you, tell us your mantra it's not what you do. You always leave us with some wisdom. Yes. It's how you do it.
Yes,
it doesn't matter.
That's your superpower.
I love it.
Doesn't matter if people come up with 20 comm strategies. All those exist. 20 books, they exist. It's how you do it.
That's your superpower.
That's your superpower.
Oh, the next song is for you.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I do have a crush on her. Everyone in this office does at some point. She interviewed me a long time ago, and she saw me. I like that you see people.
Yes.
You actually genuinely see people. And it's always a pleasure. I hope you'll come back again.
I hope so.
Please don't cheat on us with TSR or any other show.
I won't. I promise. I'll be back here with a bang.
A sugar
hope
and
I'll
spice
be as
buddy.
Rested. Yes, I'm a sugar and spice and everything nice buddy.
Yay! Here's your jam, because you can sing along.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Lizzie. Jeff, now you can continue with your show. He's like, so we're going to continue with this format, or we're going to go back to, I'm like, Jeff, your show is going to be returned to normalcy. Let us say goodbye.
Bye-bye, guys. This was fun. Thank you, y'all.